go.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. My sonny boy is here. He's the chef tonight. And so that is why he's in the background. He's experimenting on his cooking style and his cooking skills. You see, this is real life TV. What do they call it? Reality?
Yes.
This is real life reality television.
Just like our story for today.
Oh, this story for today is real life reality story. All right. First of all, I want to say greetings to everybody, wherever you may be around the country, around the world. We're so grateful. So many people are saying now that this is part of their weekly routine, and they're sharing it with their folks in social media. I said my friend Cindy, I love you, Cindy, is on watching. We've got some other friends who are watching. But anywho, reality TV who are watching this all over the world. We're getting emails from people around the world. So we were in California this week. We just got back this morning from Los Angeles. Leaving tomorrow morning for Iowa. I want to say greetings to everybody in Oskaloosa, Iowa, where I will be speaking Wednesday. And so I hope to meet you and greet you when I get there. For those that don't know, we're the authors of the books, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. We've been married 34 years, haven't had an argument in 30 years. Those first couple of years were like World War III, but we learned some principles from some wise mentors, and they worked. As my friend Dr. Stan Harris said, you must understand that mentors and mistakes are the two ways that you can avoid headaches and two ways to get to a goal, mentors and mistakes. Mentors are the shortcut. Mistakes are the long way. And if you are going to be willing to get a mentor, know that every great athlete who wins a Super Bowl has a coach. And there are marriages that need coaches, that need mentors, that need advice. Well, so was in our marriage. So for those who don't know, the book now is available on audiobook 7 disc. And you can get those discs at jollymarriage.com, and you can get the book at Amazon and or Jolly Marriage. But if you get it at Jolly Marriage, you get it autographed. Okay, so that's the winning reason for that. We have the seminar, live 2 CD seminar, and then the workbook. Okay, let's get to what we're talking about today.
And we have it digitally.
Now you can get it all digitally.
Love. Thank you.
You can get it some digital for love.
You should say hello. It would be nice. You didn't say hello.
I thought I said hello. Hello. Good eye, mate. Well, for our Australian friends. So we're going to talk about a very interesting topic tonight, which is money mess creates bedroom stress. In our book, we talk about the 3 big boulders that break up marriages: sex, money, communication. 3 big boulders. And we have chapters that focus on...
You can't have any of it if you don't have communication.
That's true.
Sex nor money.
Money is you got to understand.
Major issue.
Chapter 10, we talk about count the cost, money matters. And there's a great quote there that says, many couples are so busy being romantic that they forget to talk about anything practical, like personal finance. Money management is not a romantic subject per se, but marriage should be seen as entering into a financial as well as a romantic partnership. We know where there's no finance, there's often no romance. And there's a song that says that you got to have some finance if you want some romance. Well, what happens in marriage is that the money mixes up and gets entwined and into
Money is an emotional issue too.
Yep. So we got a chapter on sex, headaches, and other lies, and we got a chapter on money. This has been one of our more popular series because people have been tuning in because we talk about sex. And I got to read this letter we got. This is a doozy. This is a doozy. Remember, you can send your letters to info@williejolly.com, and we'll give you our advice. Here is the letter. Good morning. I need advice. Okay, my wife and I are fighting. She is threatening to leave me over something stupid. just to let you know she's not all that bright. And she gets mad over the dumbest things. I have a good friend who I've been friends with before my wife. I would do anything for her. My wife can be a little jealous, so I introduced her to my friend once, but never brought them together again after my wife kept making slick comments to her and about her. My wife said that I couldn't be friends with her anymore after the initial meeting, but I continued my friendship and my loyalty to my friend. My friend and her kids were in a rough patch. She was behind on her bills and needed money. My friend is a single mom with no help. I helped her out once and then again and a couple other times. This time, though, when she came, I didn't have the money to help her. My friend lost her car in a wreck and had bills up to her neck because she had been out of work after her accident. She needed $6,000, which would help her get a car and pay her bills. She said that she would pay me back during tax season. I have access to my wife's bank account. I don't know how I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. I have access to my wife's bank account. As an emergency if anything were to happen. But I have my own bank account and never bother hers. This time, though, I checked to see how much money she had in her bank account and savings account, and I took $6,000 from it. I gave it to my friend thinking my wife won't look in her savings for a while because she never touched that money. She was left with $1,500 in her savings. Okay. My friend was so happy she kept hugging and kissing my cheek. Later that night, my wife confronted me. She received a notification about the money on her phone. She'd never received notification before. I told her the truth, and she went off. I don't see the big deal. We are married, so it is our money. She called my friend to get her money back. But my friend ignored her calls, and then she blocked my wife's number. Now my wife thinks I am cheating. How is she calling herself a wife if she thinks her earning is her own and hers alone? She's married. I left the house and I stayed at my mama's house for the night. I came here instead of my homegirl's house because I knew my wife would call my family looking for me. My wife is not smart at all. We argue over who would argue over something that's ours. I'm the man of the house. I have the last say on what to do with our money. I'm the man of the house. She is acting like these independent single women out here. I feel like telling my friend to keep the money just to show my wife that I am the head of the house and what I say happens to the money, that's what's going to get done. She keeps on saying she'll be a broke, independent woman. How dare she question my authority? If my wife keeps this up, she will be the broke, independent woman or single woman. God knows I dealt with enough of her temper over the years. I did nothing wrong. I want your advice. Now, y'all know this is a hot mess. That's a hot mess letter. But I'm going to let my wifey start before I give my take. I'm going to let her
He
start.
did nothing wrong, so why are we even having a conversation? Why did he ask for
Advice.
Did he ask for advice?
That was the
He
first
did
thing. If I
nothing
did
wrong.
nothing wrong, why do I need advice? Okay, go ahead. You go ahead. Break it down, and then I'm going to break it down. And then we're going to talk about how this is messing up. Oh, you know it's messing up their love life. Okay?
I don't think they have one.
Probably not. Okay, let's go.
Okay, one of the first problems I see is that friendships with the opposite sex, when your spouse has issues with it, is a problem.
Okay. Now.
So he proceeded.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced her. They were friends. He and the friend were friends before there was a wife. The wife says, "I'm not comfortable with that," but he continues the relationship, unbeknownst to his wife, right?
Yes.
So would it be
Behind her back, because she told her she wasn't comfortable with
So
it.
the first problem is friendships without the opposite sex that the spouse does not approve of is a problem. Why are you doing it?
Okay. And what's your take on that?
That's my question. Why are you doing it?
Well, you
Because
can't.
they are not. Because this husband and wife are not friends.
So how do you fix that? What do you do? Can I get my take on that?
Sure.
All right. So first, I've got lots of friends who I dated over the years, and then we remained friends. We're friends to this day. And two things. One, I introduced them to you over the years. And two is, more important, this is more important. Gentlemen, listen carefully. We have said very clearly in the book, women need two things: intimacy and security. Critical. Now, if your wife is secure because you're not giving any reason for them to question you, then they would not have an issue with a friend, because there's no issue. They're a friend. So you're friends with all my friends. Am I right?
Yes.
Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been friends with them since high school, some since college.
Mm-hmm.
Dated some in high school, some in college. And
Perhaps it's because the
Oh, let
issue is you don't have anything to hide. He has something to
so,
hide.
but beyond that, the first time she met her, there was a discomfort because he hasn't done his homework at home to make sure his wife is secure. That's what I'm saying first.
Okay.
Do your homework at home first. Make sure your wife is secure, so that
Or that your spouse.
yeah, wow. Or it might be
husband.
a husband or wife is secure. If there's insecurity, it's gonna rise up. So that's first. Second is that. Well, that's my take on that. I deal with that first.
You
Okay.
should have no hidden. I'm saying you should have no hidden relationships, and the fact that he would continue a relationship.
Well, that's a problem.
After his wife has said, "I'm uncomfortable with it,"
That's a problem.
says that there is
So they got some
there's
issues.
a lack of trust.
There's a trust
lack
issue.
of communication. It
Right.
didn't just start with this
No.
situation with the friend. It's
No.
been going on for a while.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Next.
All right.
Next part of this. This is a complicated. There are about 1 million pieces in there. Go ahead.
Okay. Next.
Ho. Before you even get there, I got another issue here. I need advice. Okay, my wife and I are fighting. She is threatening to leave me over something stupid. Just to let you know, she's not all that bright and gets mad over the dumbest things. Problem. When you talk about your spouse in a disparaging way, you're talking about yourself in a disparaging way. Because, see, if you married somebody who you consider to be dumb, then what does that make you? Huh? That's why we tell people to take your time getting married. Choose wisely. They should be your best friend and somebody you respect mentally.
And who makes you better? You
And
make them better.
Hello.
They make you better.
So that's my first problem with this. You should never talk about your wife. Well, no, that was the first line.
Oh.
And then it got down, and my wife can be jealous. So I introduced her to my friend once, but never brought them together again because my wife kept making slick comments to her. And my wife said that I couldn't be friends with her anymore, but I continued the friendship. So we've dealt with that, okay? Okay, let's keep on.
He's not trustworthy.
Right. My friend and her kids were in a rough patch. She was behind on her bills and needed money. My friend is a single mom with no help. I helped her out sometimes. That's another problem. Another problem is that it's not mine and yours money. It's our money. Now, we get back to that, but the problem was that he wasn't being honest with the money. She's already has an issue with him having a relationship, and then he's giving her money without your wife knowing.
So the wife probably doesn't know that her husband has been helping out this friend with bits of money ongoing.
That's right. That's a problem to me. Okay, that's a problem that you didn't.
They're not communicating.
And you're not
he's
doing.
hiding.
He's hiding stuff. I would, if a friend of mine, and I've had friends, female friends, come to me and say, "I've got a problem." I come to Dee and say, "Here's what we got to do. We got to figure out how to help them. Whether we give them advice, whether we give them some people that can help them, we try and do everything because we're trying to create a mastermind. We're coming together, building both our minds to make this a win-win for our friend. And there might be a friend that I dated. Also, case in point, her ex-husband. He came to visit. He might be watching. He knows that if he has a problem, we talk to him as a couple. Say, yo, man, here's something I recommend you do. We gave him some real good advice last week. So, okay, keep going. This is a mess. Okay, I just keep saying that. My friend is a single mother with no help. Helped her out sometimes. This time I didn't have the money. My friend lost her car in a wreck. Had bills up to her neck because she had been out of work after the accident. She needed $6,000, which would help her get a car and pay her bills. She said that she'd pay me back during tax season. Anybody ever tell you they're going to pay you back in tax season? You might as well know that money's going to be gone. When people rely on their tax return to pay their bills, that's a problem. That's poor money management, first of all, because you shouldn't be using your tax return. You're giving the government a free loan for a year of your money with the hope that you'll get it back. And then pay some bills. Not good money management. So there's a problem here with money management. Anyway, she said that she would pay me back during tax year. I have access to my wife's bank account, which we recommend. We think everybody should, when you get married.
There should be no hidden accounts.
No hidden accounts. So we are on each other's accounts. So, we talk about money matters.
And actually, the way we're set up online, when we pull up our account, we can see all the other accounts.
But this might have been before. Let's say that people might not have had that on their account. We have it on our accounts, but we see all of them. But nevertheless, here's the thing: no hidden accounts, no hidden agendas on the money. If you start hiding money, start hiding agendas, they're going to be problems, and they're going to impact your love life. I'm telling you. Okay, here we go. I checked to see how much money my wife had in her savings.
So he didn't ask her. He checked the account.
And I took $6,000 from it. So, sound like they have what we call multiple pots. We told you there are 3 systems we found for married couples, and it typically ended up meaning age and stage. If you're just out of high school or college, you have nothing. Most of the people we met who we interviewed had the one pot. All the money went to one pot because they didn't have anything, so everything went to build a pot. And one person would be responsible. We found people who were married a little later in their mid to late 20s often had a 2-pot where one person take the mortgage, one person take the utilities, one person take the rent, one take for food, whatever. And that's one way we found like our friends the Boardleys do that, Lynn and Ronnie Boardley, and their parents did it that way. Then we have the 3-part, where people are a little older, in their 30s, they might have a house, they might have a car, they might have a 401k, and so one person has a bank account, another person has their own bank account, and then they typically create a third account, which is a household account. But the person A put their name on person B's account, person B put their name on person A's account, and they come together with this account, and there's no hidden accounts.
So they have multiple accounts.
Well, that sounds like that's what this is.
Checking and savings and investing. You can have multiple accounts.
Yep.
It's just that everybody knows about the other and has access to it because your name is on that account.
Right. Here it goes. I gave it to my friend while thinking my wife wouldn't look at her savings for a while because she never touches that money.
Being dishonest.
Now he's stealing from the house account without talking to his wife. She was left with $15, $100 in her savings. My friend was so happy she kept hugging and kissing my cheek. Let me stop right there talking about a lesson from the book that our friend Ron and Gladys Pemberton shared with us when we interviewed them for the book about money, and how Ron and Gladys, our friends Ron and Gladys Pemberton, used the 3-part approach and shared how they had to make major adjustments when they first got married. They started by setting short-term and long-term goals to achieve what they wanted to accomplish, and a budget that they would use to accomplish those goals. Ron said that a critical component of their success after setting the budget was to go from a me mindset to a we mindset. He confessed that it took him a while to figure this out. A major mistake in the first few years of their marriage helped him realize the importance of a we mindset. Ron liked nice cars, and when he was single, he typically brought a new one every year. One day he saw a beautiful new Mercedes as he drove by a dealership and stopped in to talk to a salesman. He said to himself, "This would be great for me and Gladys to ride around in." So he bought the car. When he got home, he showed Gladys the new car, but she was not happy. They had a baby on the way, and he had not talked to her about buying the car. She reminded him that they were a team. And even though they used the three-part approach to managing their money, their decisions were to be made as a team of we. He said that was the first and the last time he made a major financial decision without talking to his wife. The most important lesson here is the value of communication and collaboration. Remember, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Folks, that's where he made a mistake. This is a team. Now, he now first he makes the mistake, and then he throws fire. I mean, he got a fed of fire, then he throws oil on it. He's dishonest.
He made a money decision of a magnitude,
major
thousands
magnitude,
of dollars without consulting his spouse, and it was intentional because he checked the account. He didn't go to her and talk to her about it.
No.
So it was his intent to quietly take money without her knowing it and giving it to another woman.
This is a hot mess.
So when you get down to the argument of it's our money.
That's the whole new one. So then she received confirmation, a notification of the money on her phone. She never received notification before. I told her the truth, and she went off, which she should have. Anyway, I don't see the big deal. You're an idiot. Okay, now we got married, and now we are married, so it's our money. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I just want to let you know, whoever.
He's trying to justify what he's doing.
It's crazy.
That's the best that he could come up with.
Look, and then he took it to another level. She called the girl to get the money back. Well, we go past that. That is, I stayed at my mama's house. That's all. But here's the part that really ticks me. Let me say, I am the man of the house. I'm the head of the house, and what I say goes. Are you crazy? That you're the man of the house. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. We have many men in marriages who think that as the head of the house, that makes them the dictator. But see, it's like in Jesus. Jesus said, I love you. I'm the head of the church, and I would give my life for you. That to be the greatest, you got to be the greatest servant. So it's the humility of being not the head of the house because I'm the man of the house. I make all the decisions. I'm the head of the house because I'm humble and I take care of you. My job is to take care of this household, take care of my family, take care and make sure you're covered. You serve your wife. That's what a man does. And this whole, I'm the dictator, I make the call. That's wrong. It's wrong head thinking. And that's why so many men are seeing their marriages fall apart because they go in with that mindset. My wife is my queen. She's on my pedestal, and my job is to serve my family.
He's insecure.
He is insecure. So,
Are
y'all? Give me some love over here. Give me some love over here. I want to see some. There you go. Thank you. Love my love. Because if I'm tracking right and telling this guy he needs to rethink. He has the wrong definition of marriage. He has the wrong definition of being a husband. He has the wrong definition of being the head of the house.
He's trying to justify his crazy behavior, his unfaithful behavior.
Let's keep going on. I'm the head, and what I say happens to the money. That's what's going to be done. Ooh, she keeps on. If she keeps on like this, she'll be a broke, independent woman.
You know, when I read into this, she's the one with the money. He didn't have enough money to give her $6,000. He had to take it from his wife. So I don't know who
and then he says,
in this relationship. I don't think he's the one with the money.
He has nerve to say, how dare her question my authority? let me tell you, when we got married, my wife had been married before. And she was concerned, because I was younger than her, she was, that me being the head of the household. And thank God, God had given me enough wisdom to say, look, one, you ran your daddy's business, you run organizations, you've run companies. Look, just let me think I'm in charge. Run everything.
I said, I think I can do that.
All right. Second, I said...
That's how you make people feel, and it's respect.
And then I asked her for something, and I made a vow. I said, here's what I ask. There are going to be times, and in the book we talk about it in chapter number...
When you have a stalemate?
Stalemate. Yep. How to handle a stalemate, chapter number 7. By the way, everybody should have 2 copies of this, one for you and one for your significant other. Order them right now online. Go right now to jollymarriage.com, order 2 copies, and we'll sign it to you. But we want you both to have it, because both have to read this. About the stalemate. The stalemate, I made a promise to her, and I made a deal with her. I said, look, 1, let me think I'm in charge. Number 2 is this. There's going to come a time, I can see, where we're going to have a different of opinion or something. I don't know what it's going to be. Well, I want to go left, you want to go right. Now, 9 times out of 10, I go direction you want to go, because I think about my mom and my dad in that 1953 Chevy where they had to roll down the windows. My dad be driving. He said, can I get over? Because the Chevy had a rear view mirror on this side and one up here, but not one over there in a 53 Chevy. So he couldn't see over there. So he would say, can I get over? And she said, yes. And she rolled the window down. Say yes or no. Whatever way she told him, that's how he responded, because he trusted. She was her trusted advisor. I say that to say to you that when I got married, I said, you're my trusted advisor. I trust your instinct, your intellect, your insights. I need you to give me advice. Now, all I ask is this. 9 times out of 10, you tell me we're going to go right. I know you've thought about it. You've looked. You've checked it out. That's the way we go. But 1 time out of 10, I might say, I know we got to go the other way. My gut tells me, I know we got to go the other way. And as the head of the house, all I ask is you give me veto power. And I make one vow. I will never abuse it. Didn't I say that?
Yes.
And in 34 years, I've used it maybe a couple times, and each time had to deal with one of the issues with one of the kids, where we had a different opinion. I said, we got to do this. Even when they're acting out. Oh, yeah, we got children who act out. And even when they're making poor decisions. Yeah, we got children who make poor decisions. Even when they're making foolish choices.
Keeps you on your knees.
Keep you on your knees. That's right. Kids will keep you on your knees. Am I right about it, parents? They keep you on your knees. Anyway, I said, this, give me veto power. And I promise I never abuse it. And I haven't. My man, whoever wrote this letter, and I got the name, we got the information, but 1, you need to go apologize to your wife. 2, you need to get that money back and put it back in her account.
You need to stop seeing the other woman.
You need to stop seeing the other woman. And if you really want this person to be a friend, make sure your wife is secure at home. And then bring your friend and your wife. No sneaking around.
That makes you feel insecure.
Every time I talk to one of my dear friends,
who's sneaking around.
One of my dear friends who, I don't want to call names, but we know all my high school girlfriend, college girlfriend, whatever. I always tell you, hey, I saw so-and-so. She looks great. She's doing great. We had lunch together. Or I'm going to have lunch with her. And one called and said, there's a gentleman who wanted to meet me. I said, sure. Anybody friend of yours, friend of mine. He wanted to be a speaker. We had lunch. Had a great time. Came home, took a picture. She looks great. I showed Dee. Because she's my friend. I love her. I love her as a friend. And I don't want anybody to doubt my veracity for her. But my wife, I got to let her know, this is communication. So there's no sneaking around. That's why, but I worked on this relationship about security.
Yes.
Which
makes it, if I feel secure, then it makes it easier to be intimate. And then from intimacy to have sex.
Woo. So now what do we recommend for this? If you can't fix this, you need some counseling. Now, we are not marriage counselors. Let me say...
Oh, they need to go to marriage counseling.
They need marriage counseling. We are not licensed marathon.
And even if one doesn't want to go,
The
you
other
go.
one, you go.
yes,
The one who
it can make such a world of difference.
go.
Yes.
I think that you need to get the book. You need to sit down together and you need to pray together, talk together, and be open about this. This is major. This whole thing about money can impact your relationship. Like we talked about, people who we did the studies of who were divorced, we saw there was a direct correlation, one, with their intimacy decreasing over time, and two, with their communication. Look, our time is up. Gosh, this was a, thank you. Send more letters like this. Send more letters, info@williejolly.com. We will address them. Don't be, to my man, don't be stupid. Apologize, one. Two,
You
pay
have to
her, pay her back. Three,
get rid of the ego.
get rid of the ego, and you are not the head of the household dictator. You are the servant. The greatest is the greatest servant. You serve your family. You serve your wife. And you make sure that she feels like she's the most important thing and person in the world. You do that, your life will be a lot more pleasant. That's the truth. Hey, get the book. Get the books. JollyMarriage.com. Jolly out. God bless y'all.